Nobody knows how to pronounce it. It's really fun. Even the French don't know how to pronounce it.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time at the channel, hit subscribe right now. AEPHANEMER is one of the rising bands in symphonic, melodic, death metal. There's more to it, and they just released a really cool new album. So I sat down with front lady Marion to learn all about it. Marion, thank you so much for your time today. You seem pretty calm and relaxed, but I can imagine you had a crazy weekend, because when we are talking, this is just a few days after A Dream of Wilderness was released. So I can only imagine you had a pretty exciting weekend.
Yeah, you're right. We awaited this release for such a long time, because it was rescheduled, and yeah, it was really a long time ago that we were waiting. So it was really a great week, and we were so happy.
PR agencies and record labels, they need to label music in order so that people understand what's coming at them. Your label would describe your band as symphonic, melodic death metal, but let's be honest, we could add a few more subcategories to that. You know, there's neoclassical elements in there, there's blackened elements in there, or maybe we should just call it metal. How do you describe your sound?
Yeah, it's very interesting, because labeling your music is very hard. Mm-hmm. And at first we were labeling ourselves melodic death metal, because of course our music is based at first on the melodic death metal, the Scandinavian scene, bands like In Flames, Children of Bodom. And so we were labeling ourselves melodic death metal. But at a certain point, people started to label us symphonic, mm-hmm. And we thought it suited us well, because of in fact the symphonic orchestrations are such a great part in our music. Mm-hmm. They are such important for us in our sound, and so we adopted this tag, and now we are calling ourselves a symphonic melodic death metal band. It's a bit long, but it's actually the most accurate description we came with. Martin, the lead guitarist, is mm-hmm. the only composer of the songs.
Okay.
For my part, I only write lyrics. And Martin is the only composer, and so all the influences are coming from him and his background. But of course, we are all of the band like this, our sound and our music.
There are songs that deal about very specific items. Some are clearly inspired, like I said, by ancient times, Roman and Greek. Other songs are very different. What are some of the key themes that you're trying to bring with this album? Like what are the, why did you use those particular stories? Is it because you thought they were very interesting, or is it because there's lessons in there that you want to share?
When I write lyrics, mm-hmm. I try to, I write lyrics to deal with some ideas, some themes that I'm interested in, and I would like to process in a way. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm writing lyrics for an album, usually there's a global theme but it's not direct. Let me explain. I usually draw inspiration from my readings, but behind the story of each song, there's usually an idea, and I try to write about this idea related to the theme. So maybe the songs are about different stories, different things, but there is a continuity in the theme and in the ideas of the song. For example, with the song Le Radeau de la Méduse, and I don't know if people know this story. It's very famous in France because it's a very famous French painting of the French painter Géricault. It's very famous, and so I think most French know about this story. I don't know if it's the case in the rest of the world, but I felt this was a very interesting story to write about. And so in the song, I tell the story of the historical events, but also it's also a reflection on the moral stakes of the story.
Right.
It's about how the different protagonists behaved during these tragical events, and how much did they chose the way they behaved.
Just so that people know what we're talking about, the La Meduse was a frigate, a very large ship. It was due to, let's call it, poor management. It seems to be what people agree on. The ship went down, and then over 150 people, I believe, were stuck on a raft. And eventually were abandoned by people that were, trying to pull them to safety with boats in the middle of the ocean. And when they eventually were found, more than a week later, I think, only 15 people were still on the raft, something like that.
Yep, that's pretty accurate. Thank you. And
and a whole lot of terrible things happened, but then people will have to dig into the song.
I wanted to reflect on, in these awful situations, how the people act, and did they have they chose the way they act. The title of the album is A Dream of Wilderness. And for me, it's the dream of wilderness is the idea that we, the hope that we can change the way we see the world and nature in particular, to address the dire stakes of our time, and it's changing the way we see things, and having moral reflection on things is the starting point to change things.
All these different influences that makes your style, a very eclectic cocktail, and that allows you to also fit into a lot of different kind of bands and genres when you think about touring and whatever. Because I actually saw you guys play in Toronto with Alestorm 2 years ago. Here in Toronto, 2 nights in a row was sold out, I believe. But then you could also play, with In Flames, which is a very different kind of band. Do you feel like that tour for you was a different vibe than some other tours that you've done? How is that for you?
Yeah, in fact, it was our first tour ever, and the last we did, because after that, the tour was in the end of 2019, 19, and so at the beginning of 2020 was the pandemic, so we didn't tour since that Canadian tour. It was our only tour ever. So I really don't know how our music would be received by different audiences regarding the band we support. But for the regarding the Alestorm tour, we were a bit afraid of the reaction of the audience. We didn't know how to expect, what to expect. But in fact, the audience was amazing in every city.
Yeah.
We were so glad, we were so happy that these people who like the music of Alestorm, which is so much different from us, it's very melodic, much catchy melodies, and it's something we share. But for the rest, it's very different, very different energy. But the audience was amazing everywhere, and we were very well received, and we gained lots of fans, and it's really it was really beyond our expectations.
So Canada will forever have a special place in your heart, it sounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada will
Awesome.
be special for us.
Yeah. Awesome. Now with with that tour, and I know many more will follow, and also with you guys being signed to Napalm, and the support that this label is giving you worldwide, all of those are elements that will feed into the acceleration of your success, and we're already starting to see that, I think. And I think that you've seen that as well with how the first videos were received by the fans and so on. That actually makes me wonder, because the name of the band, which is very interesting, it's it's a combination of basically two words. We have ephemeral, which basically means to shed your skin and to only live one day, and have a very short lifespan, and then fané, which is French for being wilted down. You could interpret that as a one-hit wonder in the music world, something that has only a very short time to be alive, and is fading away the moment it starts to happen. I assume that is not your plan for your band.
I hope. There is not much reflection behind that. Martin chose the name when he released the first EP, short album. It was alone. It was a one-man band at the time, and the other members, including me, joined the band quickly after that. So he was searching for a name for his band, and it was its little sister who came up with this name. She's good at at finding good names, good formulas, and so he just told her the thing he liked, and some of the things was he liked the autumn season. And éphémère and fané are two words related to this season. And the passing of time, this kind of thing. It's lyrical. It's kind of lyrical, but it's not. There is not much sense aside that. And also, it's fun to have a name which is complicated. Nobody knows how to pronounce it. It's really fun. Even the French don't know how to pronounce it. They pronounce it like in English, like AEPHANEMER, it's AEPHANEMER in French. But they don't know it comes from two French words. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah. We've had the album now. We had a few singles. I know that the world is very different depending on where you are right now. In the States, there's tours and festivals. In Europe, every country is different. What should the fans know? What are you planning? What's coming at us?
Not much. We are yes, we have some festivals planned in some European countries. Some of them are already announced, others are not. But we have some festivals, including in Scandinavian countries. It's awesome. It will be the first time for us. And but no tour plan for now. We are working on it, but it's very difficult because every band wants to tour. So it's really complicated to gain a support tour. But we hope to at least do a tour in France at the end of 2022. And we will do our best to come and play in other countries.
Marion, I want to thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it. I hope you get some rest as well after what I'm sure is a very hectic weekend for you.
Yes.
But congratulations again on the new album, and I really hope to see you on the road soon.
Thank you much, Jasper. It was a great pleasure to chat with you, and thank you much for inviting me on your channel. It was a really great time. I had a great time. Thank you much.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.